Bro, it's Indiana.
In Indiana, from the depths of our secret lair.
Bro, it's totally a bookstore.
And whose fault is that? Fine, never mind. In Indiana, from the depths of our bookstore comes a well-coordinated coterie of serious kindred.
You're joking, right?
I'd rather be reading a book anyway. Fine. Come check out our chronicle as a bunch of misfit kindred drift from one crisis to another. Happy?
Bro, what happened to the voice?
Indy by night. We'll see you Tuesday. Oh, hey, hi, hello, we are here. Welcome on in. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. We have a very, very fun episode planned for this evening. Episode title, Meeting with the Devil's Child. So we will go ahead and go around the room, introduce who we're going to be playing, and then we'll go ahead and do a little bit of a recap. And we'll go ahead and get started with the one, the only, Warren.
Hi, I'm Warren. I am playing Lucas, which is something I'm not used to saying here. And Lucas is a caitiff, and we don't know much about him, so we'll discover him as he goes.
Beautiful. Next up, we have Justin.
I'm Justin. I'm playing Dimitri / Yuri, the Ventru, who's currently on the run from his masquerade breach in Indianapolis and hanging out with some new people in Boston. Woo woo.
Woot woot indeed. Next up we have Hannah.
Hey, I'm Hannah playing Eva Hill, the Bruja, and just hanging out with Dimitri / Yuri. And I don't know. Well, I'm kind of excited to see what goes down tonight. And don't trust a soul.
Not even Yuri. Next one.
Total joke.
Yeah, you could trust Dimitri, just not Yuri. That Yuri guy is a pain.
That fucker's shifty as hell.
That's what I'm saying. And last but not least, we have Ian.
Hey, I'm Ian. I am knocking stuff off my desk. I am playing. It's also a name I'm not used to saying yet. Claudius B. Wellington, the Hakata. Fond of cloaks and cold places. Not fond of too many people in one spot with pulses. And I don't know. I'm still learning who this guy is at the same time. But yeah, we're having a good time. It was a wild time last week, and it's just gonna keep getting weirder. I'm sorry, guys.
I am not, because Claudius is a treat. We'll do a little bit of a recap going into this evening. You guys went with a professor on MIT campus who is in the process of telling you guys how to reach out and become part of the Anarch movement. You guys had met with him, and he gave you a phone number to call. And that phone call led to Claudius, who told you to go ahead and meet you guys at this location, which turned out to be a funeral home ran by Claudius. Claudius then made another phone call, who would reach out to our good friend Lucas, and Lucas would arrive shortly after. Both of these things sort of testing Dimitri and Eva's patience, as it is one person who knows another person who knows another person who can now take you to the person that you need to meet, an individual named Mary, who has a really close relation with the Baron of this area, who would help you guys join said movement. That being said, we've traveled across the great nation to a small town called Indianapolis. There's an unmarked white van driving through traffic, stopping at a red light. Eventually, the car begins to roll forward, even though the light's still red, horn blaring. Rear ends the car in front of him. Person in front of him puts their car in park, walks around, and throws open the door. Seeing before, an individual in a nice comfy sweatshirt, staked. Mustering every last bit of willpower Carter has, pointing towards the stake. The person in front of him pulls the stake out of Carter, and in a split second, Carter gasps, holds his hand up, and yells, "Forget," as the mortal forgets why he has a stake in his hand. Looking at this car, seeing the dead body in the front, calls 911, as his car is now stolen. We head back to MIT. It's snowing. It's cold. A professor is met by a couple of individuals. Very, very nice suits. As the door is shut, you see a tattoo on both their hands with a small cross. And finally, we head back to Claudius's nice funeral parlor. The four of you have just made the phone call to Mary, and who gave you an address for you guys all to meet her at. So sort of begin to making those wonderful introductions to the Anarch movement. That address, Lucas, has been just sent to your phone.
All right. I will. I forget. Am I driving? No. Yes, I am driving. That's right. I brought a car. All right, let's go, guys. Sorry. Took me a minute. Thought I bumped harder.
Okay, whatever you say.
Yuri,
Yeah.
Jane, Claudius.
Claudius will wait for everybody else to go first, and then we'll. I think the best word for it is skulk out behind them.
And obviously, you are wearing your going out cloak,
Oh yes, definitely the going out cloak. Ow.
not to be confused with the same look and brand of inside cloak.
Yes, it's just slightly thicker with maybe like a pocket inside as well
Beautiful.
for snacks.
What snacks do you keep in your coat pocket?
Mind your business.
Dang, Lucas asking the hard-hitting questions.
Inquiring minds want to know.
just
And
curious.
on my way out, just come along, Charlie. We're going on an adventure.
Does someone need to watch the shop? Are we okay?
It's what we pay people for, dear Charles.
You say you people as in me?
We pay people.
Oh, I see.
You make the money that keeps us running.
I do my best. Sir.
And you do it very well.
Oh, thank you very much. Please let us go on that side adventure. And I hope it turns out better than the last one, Claudius.
Quite. And then, yeah, General Grievous walking out behind everybody.
You guys all pile into Lucas's car that he had procured as you guys begin to head to said location. As you head to this location, it is in a busier part of Boston. Not quite downtown, but not rural either. It's sort of right in that cusp. But it is a very large, tall, maybe like upscale apartment buildings. It does have a place for you guys to park as well, as a sort of like an underground garage for this apartment complex. Lucas and Claudius, you guys have seen this individual before. Not at this location, but you've seen this individual before when you've made introductions into the movement. As this is Mary's ghoul that has usually deals with the public facing that sometimes has to deal with. Are you here for the transfer today?
Yeah.
Very good. And then he goes with the drawbridge, or the draw arm, excuse me. As you guys go ahead and pull in. And there is a lot of filled spots. But you do see a VIP slot that is left open.
I've done this before. Is it expected that it's okay for me to park there?
Yes, it looks like in most scenarios, the VIP's location is usually meant for you guys to be able to park there without anyone sort of checking tags or anything like that.
Well, that's very handy. All right, Jane, Yuri, just play it cool, okay? We're on their territory now.
As you say.
Claudius, just do your thing.
Quite.
What about Charlie?
Charlie, act natural.
I mean, Is he going to be welcome inside?
Am I good, boss?
We'll find out. I believe you should be. You're with me.
Oh, okay. Very good.
If anybody asks, you carry my inhaler.
Oh, okay. Okay. I should have got one for you. I'm sorry. I didn't know you had that condition.
I've got a very specific kind of asthma.
Oh, I learn more and more about you every day, Claudius. I swear.
Yes. All right, now carry on, you three.
As the you all head into the elevator, and then there is a penthouse level.
Right. Let's go.
You guys begin to ascend this. I wouldn't go as far as a tower, but it does have. As you're standing in the elevator now, you can see that it does have 20 floors, not including the penthouse suite. That's on the 21st. But you guys get up there, and it is a very elegant space as it opens up, and it has almost like a bi-level, where it has a very small staircase that sort of wraps around a very large statue of a very, very beautiful woman who is not fully clothed. Very scandalous wearing outfits, but is a very well done gold statue.
Fancy.
You've not been here before?
I've been here. Nice.
It is
Or
nice.
just shocks him every time.
You know, I try to keep my head down.
Is this Mary? I point at the statue.
Lucas, you would know, and so would you, Claudius, that this is indeed Mary.
It's nice to see you again, Mary.
And at the top, you guys can hear the very faint sounds of clacking heels. As at the top of the stairwell, you now see the person depicted in said statue as Mary sort of appears and almost looks exactly like the statue. It has extremely fine features. It looks very well kept, very chiseled, very, very in shape. But she is wearing a very I want to not necessarily victorious, but maybe a little after that timeline of a dress. Very fitting as she begins to descend down. It is very nice to see you again too, Claudius.
Was this statue here last time? This is not a character question.
You actually have never been to this location before. She sent you to different places that all had a VIP suite, but I've never been to this one.
Have I clocked any security personnel?
You've clocked a lot of security technology, but not personnel.
Okay.
You've seen a very state-of-the-art alarm system that has been right next to the door. You see a couple cameras that are just already pointing down at one at the statue itself and one at the front door. And they look like they are very, very new and very, very up to date. And who are your friends that you brought with us this evening?
What address to Claudius, sir? For me.
either one. She sort of just seems to be addressing the room, as it were.
Well,
This
as
is-
you can see.
Oh.
Oh, no, by all means. Your
No, by all
adventure. No.
I picture
I'm
like
simply
an
around.
annoyed ripple of the cape as he says that.
Yeah, just
I
like
say that.
just like a swishing it. No, fine.
My apologies. This is Yuri and Jane. They are looking to join the movement.
And at this point, she begins to sort of slowly descend the left staircase coming down towards you guys. And sort of the exact opposite of her entrance, you hear a loud, meaty thud, thud, thud. As it sounds like something's like picking up a very heavy piece of meat and sort of slopping it onto the ground one step at a time. As you can see, this very grotesque looking individual that looks almost more like a blob with legs sort of walk into the room, face and neck sort of gone into its chest a little bit, and sort of menacingly looking over the top of the stairwell.
Oh my, Mary, you didn't tell me you had friends.
Oh, I have a multitude of friends.
Who is this absolute Adonis?
Oh, you're talking about my pet, yes. He doesn't have a name. I feel like if you name things, you get too attached.
Fair. As you can tell with how Charles and I have become. Don't name your new creation Charles. It's a terrible name.
You see Charles just sort of, yep, it's the worst.
Don't agree with that. You seem pedantic and needy.
Oh, I hate it, love it. Yes.
Have your own opinions, Charles. We're in front of people.
He sort of cowers back a little bit and just sort of looks down towards the ground and like twiddling his fingers, almost like a nervous tick.
Yeah. Looking back at Mary, I'll just roll my eyes.
You see that she gets this the smallest little smirk. Okay. Well, let's get to know each other then. Yuri and Jane, where are you guys from? And are you new to our lifestyle? Or do you have a little bit of experience under your belt?
I am from Moscow. I have some experience.
I'm actually from out west. Just kind of needed a new life. I'm getting to know this lifestyle pretty fast.
Very good. Very good. And do you know which house you come from then? Or which family, if you prefer?
Is that important to know?
Yes, as it will allow me to put you guys into a opportunity for you guys to prove yourselves in skills that you may actually be able to pull off. You see, we like to make sure that we have promising individuals joining the movement, but we don't want to see you fail if it's something outside of the realm of what you're capable of doing.
We can kill.
Does that make the two of you some Bruja then?
Is Bruja the only clan that can kill?
Not only, but there's typically the kind that jump to that conclusion first.
Just something we are both very good at.
Very well. Do either of you have any sort of powers with the animalism obfuscate or the blood sorcery capabilities?
Not that I'm aware of, but I honestly don't know what all that means either.
I don't know how to do magic.
Very good. Okay. And are you guys members of the Camarilla previously, or were you guys independents?
Independent.
And is that the same for you as well, Jane?
Yes.
I need both of you guys to go ahead and roll manipulation plus
I was waiting for that.
Yep.
weird.
I know, you lie and then people want you to actually roll for it. God.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's go ahead and roll obviously manipulation plus subterfuge for me, please.
Oof, ouch.
Woohoo.
Look at you go.
Let me go ahead and make a roll as well.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
It's not going to be great for you. I will say that. Sure.
We're both fucked.
I got my dice tonight. We at the game. You sort of see that she nods. I get the sense that not all of what you are saying is completely the truth. I believe that, and that is, to be fair, that is part of the beast that lies within us. But we're not the Camarillo. There's nothing you need to hide from us. We are simply trying to make sure that you have a good fit and that we do not put you in danger. Again, we want you guys to join our movement, but we want to make sure that you guys are capable of what we have in store for what we have plans for our section.
Listen, of course we want to be able to trust. I mean, can't trust totally anybody. Just believe what we say. We're capable of joining this movement, and it will actually be a help for you as well.
And why do you say that? You say that like you're very confident that it'll be helpful for us. Give me something to go on. Show the what's the term they use, Claudius? That you extend the
Hospitality.
it's close. The olive branch, as it were.
Olive branch. Yes.
Extend the olive branch in this thing and show that trust can go both ways, Miss Jane.
I mean, I'm all for that. Give us something and let us prove your trust. Prove our trust. Prove everything. But for right now, what I am specifically hiding, I want to be able to trust you. I don't care if you're the Cam, the Anarch. Obviously not Independence or Sabat, but I'm just saying anybody
This
that I-
smells rather juicy.
And as you say the Sabat, her eye just sort of eyebrow just raises just slightly.
I'll just, yes, I hear all the terms. Everybody does. I have not been around long, but you hear a lot when you travel from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Indeed. Well, and she sort of turns towards Claudius and Lucas. Even though we don't see eye to eye on some legal matters, as it were, I believe that our partnership has been helpful. Would you agree?
Not a
I
doubt.
believe,
No doubt.
yes.
We keep your space your own, and we make sure that Cambria believes that it's ours. And in exchange, you help bring some people over for us. I will ask a favor, and obviously as independents, you have no required to say yes, but call it a small boon with me. With these new individuals you have brought with us, I would like for you to oversee that they get the task done well. If you guys are looking for something other than a boon, then I could possibly be persuaded.
Believe that a boon would do nicely. You never know when it would become important.
Absolutely. A boon would be most appreciated.
Very good. Well, you, and she points over to that glob of monstrous flesh, maybe? Watch them while I go get my briefcase. And she dismisses herself to go back into the second floor.
This skill, I say, pointing at the monstrous creation, is uncommon, yes?
Who was that addressed towards?
The flesh thing, whatever, is standing at the top of the.
Yeah, it was towards Claudius and Lucas both.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a question thrown out there to the air.
Certainly curious about it. Is there a particular skill that we would roll to know anything about it? I'm not going to know anything about it.
You could definitely roll some intelligence plus, let us say, I know it's going to make you real sad when I say this skill, but intelligence plus occult would be really good here.
Of course it would be. Let me see something.
I will also take intelligence plus. Oh, what it would be another beautiful skill for this. I will also allow politics But politics, intelligence plus politics will be a DC 4 versus intelligence plus occult would be a DC 2. You may willpower or surge if you would like.
3 hits on the occult intelligence.
Claudius, you have not seen many of them around, but you do know, after spending time with Mary in these transfers, and it's now maybe the first time it's been confirmed, that is indeed that Mary is more than likely a Zemitzi. And that is one of their big disciplines that they use through sort of protean powers, which is a different sort of spin to the protean method, which is the method of vicissitude, which is exclusive to that clan unless it's taught by someone of that clan, but it's very, very rare that someone gets taught that method.
So, then yes. I've heard of things like it, but never seen it myself. It's quite a marvel to see it firsthand. It's a very specific kind of kindred to be able to do something like this. If the golem will allow me,
Mhm.
I want to take like a lap around, just kind of admiring the work.
It will require you to ascend the stairs, or would you like to ascend the stairs up to it?
I'll try. If it starts to get like aggressive at all, I'll back off.
Yeah, you make it probably about 3/4 up the stairs, and you see it run, like, not run, but like walk over to the top of the stairs and like post up.
Yeah, then I'll put both my hands up at that point, just like, do not mean to intrude.
You see it, so as you begin to step back down, it relaxes more until it finally walks back into the position where it was and then sort of plants itself there.
What do you think, friends? This fine gentleman looks something of a Donovan, does it not?
Believe you're
Yeah,
muted,
you.
Justin.
I was going to say he looks more like a squelch.
Squelch, you say?
Yes.
I guess that could work as well. Kind of turns turns their nose up and walks away from it. Like,
Roughly about this time, you see see Mary return once again, but this time she has another pet with her, but this time the height wise maybe coming up to just her, right above her knee, as you hear it's just something sloshing, as you now see something that looks like it's being like a snail, almost like walking or being like drugged forward. Again, you can definitely see like the tail going up to the rest of the body, but the rest of the body looks like it's more like a torso sticking out, and the head is sort of shrunken in on itself again. But it has these little tiny, like, almost like T-Rex arms, where they're not super good at a lot of things, but you can see that the fingernails are extremely sharp.
Claudius is into it.
And then she sort of looks down at the other pet and tells it to go, and it stands next to the the larger of the two. As she begins to descend down the stairs again, and you can see the other pets begin to sort of descend down the stairs on the other side, and where one has a very solid and loud thud that goes with it, the other one sort of like slowly, and you see there is sort of a more like a small like red mucus that is leaving behind, that this thing that is sort of dragging along is leaving behind. Please, here. And they go ahead and open up the briefcase, and inside you see a single manila folder.
Gesture to Yuri.
I'll take it.
It's not like bursting open, but there is probably about 15 to 20 pieces of paper on the inside of this folder.
I take it all the details that we need are inside.
She sort of walks up and, very good. You are new.
My question, do you have the ability to shape things that are more appealing to the eye?
And she sort of throws her hands up into the air. Yes, like myself.
Are you able to copy people's appearances perfectly?
That craft has poked its head up through our family lineage from time to time.
This is not something you can do?
I'm sure if I had the person in place for long enough and the experiment was in a place where I could work, maybe. I have not tried.
Is this like a skill that only like is outside? Do you have to learn this, or you know how to do it, you just haven't done it?
Yeah, it's similar to what can cause these wonderful creatures. But it just takes precision and more of an artistic capability to them.
How much would something like that cost?
For the person that wants it done, or for the artist?
For both, I guess. I mean, what would be your cost if, say, I want to have person do day job for me so I can blend better, look more like guy
Of course. I would charge a fee for it nonetheless. But if the person was willing and they would be fine going through hours of excruciating pain, then I would be able to go ahead and provide this service, and then you would provide me with a boon, as it were.
Oh, this is not something you do for cash.
Not saying that's impossible, but right now I don't exactly require it.
Understood. Anybody, lower in your family tree that might work on consignment?
I could reach out if you're serious, Yuri.
Yes, definitely. It's something I am very interested in. I think I have family that needs to see me, I called them back in Moscow.
How very human of you.
Old habits die hard.
Indeed, they do. But that is not
Yes,
the time
yes.
or the place. Please enjoy taking care of this problem for us. And
So, other question.
mhm.
Other than proving ourselves, what else do we get for doing this?
You prove yourselves that you are capable individuals for this, and you'll get to meet with the Baron, where I will then put you up for suggestion. And a suggestion from me about joining our movement allows you access to joining the movement.
So, any restrictions on how this gets done?
There's not a lot of things that us in the Kimmery agree on, if I'm going to be honest, but the one thing that we do agree on is there's this thing called the Masquerade, where we don't like the mortal world knowing that we exist.
Understood.
So making sure that that doesn't happen is good. Also, if you can have the police not involved, that is also a very large perk. We have found out within maybe the last decade that the Second Inquisition, have you guys heard of them?
Whisperings.
They are a group of individuals who sort of... They're not one entity, they are just individuals in multiple different companies, organizations, government, policing bodies. But their whole job is to track us down, experiment, and maybe even dispatch what they call infestations of us. And we found out that Second Inquisition is very much within Boston and very much within the local police force. So if the police do get any sort of wind of this, I can almost guarantee that a single member at least of the Inquisition will be there. And that is a very good way for you to have a very, very short afterlife.
Understood. Jane, any questions?
I was just gonna ask, along with the suggestion, can we have a safe place to live as well? Finishing this job.
Yes, obviously the anarchs of our area do have their own rights to be able to live where they want, as long as they don't cross any borders, which you will learn soon enough. But we also do have safe houses for our new members to lay their head, as it were. They will not be very nice like this, but it gets the job done.
It probably will beat where we're living now.
I hope so.
My dear Mary, not to step on any toes, but I do happen to have some accommodations available at the moment, as to not tie up any necessary movement resources. I would be willing to house these strays.
I hate that term. I'll just look at Claudius.
It's the most fitting term that I can think of for you. No disrespect.
I think that's the biggest problem, is it comes across as very disrespectful.
Well,
And you'll have to learn something about Jane. That is one thing she does not tolerate, is disrespect.
I can tell you. Is there a word that you would rather me use? No home. No place to call yours at the moment. Is there something more
Nope, it's fine.
suitable?
I'll break
You can
eye
stay with
contact.
me if you like.
How about
As
newbies?
Mary very much smiles at the conversation taking place before her. And to tell you how serious we are about the consequences, my two pets were the last two individuals who decided to have the police called on them during their trials.
Understood.
So if we get the police called on us, we'll turn into that.
Indeed.
Right.
You said you were good. Let's make sure that you are very good.
Let's do it.
Work.
Claudius, Lucas, a pleasure as always.
It's all mine.
I am. Before we leave, I'm a little alarmed about the Second Inquisition being here. Is there anything I should be aware of for my usual job?
I do not believe so. They've been here for quite some time now, and they've been hunting us for at least, like I said, almost a decade. But for the most part, they believe they got the most of us when they scorched quite a bit of the Camarilla in this location. And if I must say, Claudius, it is a very polite and very generous offer. But please know that if you do bring Anarch business to your home, that Anarch business can be in your home, if that makes sense.
I'm well aware of what would happen within my walls. I just figured that I would be accommodating. But
As long
I
as you...
appreciate the heads up and the forewarning.
Of course, a business works both ways.
Now, please do keep me in mind for your next cleanup.
She smiles and puts her hand out, almost expectingly.
Like palm up, like
No, like palm down.
oh, absolutely! I will kiss her on the back of the head, just with like a little bit of a bow, like really kind of playing into it.
Right, of course.
Yeah, there's like absolutely no like hiding the creased brow on Dimitri's face as he kind of looks from Claudius to Mary, like, what the fuck?
And I do congratulate you on your new pets. Squelch and Donovan are very handsome. I took the liberty of naming your pets. You could use it if you would like.
I
Then
shall.
I'll swish the cloak and walk away.
Oh, Lucas rolls his eyes a little bit, but follows behind Claudius.
Come along, Charles.
Oh, yes. I don't want to.
Sharp, instant, just the fuck you say kind of look. Just
Bright eyes and begins to immediately follow.
that's what I thought.
Sorry, I thought I was supposed to have my own opinions and stuff.
You were supposed. I'm very sorry for any sort of miscommunication. You're doing great. You're wonderful.
And Charles does follow behind, very, very, like, dog following master.
When we get home, you may have the rest of the evening to yourself, Charles.
Very good.
Yes.
A little bark there.
Exactly.
First open the elevator, chef. I find I'm kicking a little fucker down it.
I'd prefer that you did not.
No, I say that to Eva.
Oh.
Lean over to Eva.
I thought you were just saying it out loud.
No,
I was
no.
like,
As we're walking out, I'll. So Yuri, I'm a little confused. Do you two not know each other well, or do you know each other quite well?
We've
story
been
seems
together
to
a
shift a
short
little.
period of time, but in that period of time, we've gotten to know each other very well. I've seen her punch a hole in a man because he disrespected her. I just thought it was safe to, like, tell Claudius this is not game to play with this woman. It was at Niagara Falls. You wouldn't know him.
He can't say stuff like that while he's taking a sip.
No, it's perfect. It's as well. It's yeah. Happened in Niagara Falls. Wouldn't know him. Absolutely. So what's in the folder?
I don't know. I was going to wait till we get outside and take a look. You never can. Don't
more
look too
patient
eager.
than me.
You know what I mean? You got to like play cool. You know?
Carry yourself.
Oh, I
as some
get
sort
through
of
life
professional.
playing the opposite of cool.
Really? That sucks.
You know what? No one's ordering me around to do anything.
Well, we'll see how this goes. And it kind of seems like you did get, I mean, not ordered, a promise of a boon or whatever. What that is, I don't know.
I'm getting paid. You're getting orders. That's all I'm saying.
You're getting paid to do the orders, so you basically work for her.
But I'm getting paid.
Yeah,
You're
point, he
not.
is getting paid.
I would like to agree with Lucas on the matter. There's a certain level of nuance.
To get paid for what you're okay, I will sit in the back seat and just
It's not.
I'll sit back there with her and I'll open the manila folder and take a look what's inside.
Who's
Charlie
alive
in
that
the
deserves
middle?
not to be.
Yeah, with Charles in the middle.
Depending on the car, Charles can ride in the trunk.
Actually, can Charles drive?
Charles can drive.
Let's have Charles drive.
Charles,
Yes.
you're driving.
Oh, very good.
sounds scary.
He's a good driver, I promise.
Just pay
Okay.
attention to the paperwork.
I specifically found someone who could drive me places. I don't want to get my hands dirty with a steering wheel.
You don't have gloves?
And hide these. Holds
Well, you
up two
put a
very
cloak on, you hide
nicely,
everything else.
very nicely manicured hands.
I think you may be related to E.T. Those are the longest fingers I think I've ever seen on a man.
No, you don't mean that.
I do. It looks like you have tarantula for hands.
Stop.
Or it's a Brazilian bird spider.
Happens to be one of my favorite spiders. They're quite intriguing. You flatter me so.
Yes.
Ow.
So what's in the folder?
In the folder, you say, you see a old photo.
When you say old, how old are we talking?
We're
here?
talking probably like 80s.
Okay.
Like the person is in their 80s, or it was taken in the 80s?
Taken in the 80s.
Okay.
The person inside of said that the photo is of is excuse me so much. One moment please. I'm getting my notes, as it were. A very well dressed individual, a little bit on the heavier side.
Man or woman?
Man, very well dressed. Wearing a full blown suit. And then on the you do flip it over on the back of it, you do see that it does say B. Underwood.
Does that name ring a bell?
Um, go ahead. You can roll Intel plus Politics if you would like. DC is 3.
Would Streetwise be a possibility? Is he that kind of connected?
Not that kind of connected.
Okay. And what'd you say it was what?
Intel plus Politics, DC 3. You can surge on it if you would like.
That would be pointless.
Love that for you.
I'm not even going to bother to roll. I only have 2 dice.
Okay.
Something
Yeah, see. Total crap.
If this was something that was said out loud, can I make that as well?
That it depends on Dimitri or Yuri, as it were.
Yeah, I'm kind of like flipping through it, and I'll say the name out loud.
Yes, you can definitely go ahead and make that.
Intelligence and politics?
Yes.
The DC what? I'm
DC is 2.
Sorry.
DC2. Okay.
No, 5.
Holy cow!
I'm very involved in the local politics.
Apparently.
Without being involved, you know.
Support your local governments. Vote local.
But you don't vote either way. It's the issue. You're literally independent.
But they show up to like every single primary event and ask all these questions to every single candidate.
I show up to Elysiums. I show up to rants and raves. I'm very informed.
It is a good thing. Both of you guys do know that this is indeed a member of the Camarilla, a Ventru individual who used to be a part of the Primogen here.
Primogen, Boston, I assume.
Yes, Boston Primogen. Before a few of them were hunted by the Second Inquisition, like the Prince of Boston was actually killed in that attack. But you guys do know that Mr. Underwood, as it were, does have a chowder, but has moved out west. To a city called Indianapolis.
Interesting.
I also rolled before all this, but I find all this out too. Like
Do you
what
ha-
I know.
Do you have 2?
I've got 2. Mhm. What I need more.
Yeah, you would need more. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned.
that's okay.
You would need more.
4?
For you, it'd be 4 for our good old fashioned Indianapolis people.
I figured. Okay.
As I'm putting some player knowledge together, would this happen to be a certain former Bostonian Primogen Ventru that now lives in Indianapolis that we are aware of?
Yes, this would indeed probably be Caleb's sire that left Boston when he used to work as the Primogen.
I have a strong suspicion that Yuri and Jane are from Indy, right?
Yeah. You rolled well enough that you had a good assumption that if these weren't
If it wasn't
the
them, it
individual,
was some lookalikes.
exactly.
We know a Zimitzi that could make it look like. You were framed, I believe you.
I
Intriguing.
think of what I would do with that information. I think just file it away for now.
That's probably fair.
Well, I think as we've come to know,
What other details are found in the folder? I mean, I take it you guys are sharing that this guy was a major player in the CAM, former Primogen, recently left town.
and obnoxiously explaining words that I don't think you would understand, like Primogen.
And Mr. Underwood actually is still in town. He's still within Boston.
Okay.
But he is no longer part of the Primogen any longer.
So is he he's not permanently relocating to Indianapolis.
No. So
He was just visiting.
okay, let's back up. Caleb left Boston
Right.
and is now Primogen in Indy.
Right.
B. Underwood has never made it to Indy. They found out that he does have a childer who left to Indy, and that's all they know about the childer. Underwood has never left. He stepped down from Primogen
Gotcha.
after the attack on Boston.
And you know what? I will relay the Indy connection and then watch these two to see if they react to Indianapolis.
Okay.
Or have any sort of flicker of recognition.
Okay.
We'll probably, because we suck at lying, glance at each other.
I will allow at least the attempt here. If you guys would like to at least try to hide that you guys understand this possible connection between Caleb and Underwood. For our deceitful individuals, I should say. Let us go ahead and roll composure plus subterfuge as you're trying to keep up that facade. And it will be wits plus insight for Lucas.
Well, got better than I have been rolling.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Would anyone like to willpower any of it?
I am.
Oh, let's go. Even said not today.
And with such like conviction.
Yay!
3 on the 3.
Oh,
Carter,
Lucas.
excuse me, Lucas, thank you.
Carter is so well connected, he probably is here too.
Yeah, exactly. In spirit and all. Lucas, you can definitely sense that Dimitri realizes the connection. Eva is harder to read. Maybe that she has heard of the connection, but isn't playing any sort of cards. She's just very difficult to read whether or not she actively knows this individual. But Dimitri definitely sort of looks over at Eva a little bit. What sort of emotion, Dimitri, would you say would be reflected in that look? Maybe not worry, but
Probably like, fuck me. Those kind of look like, holy.
you get that from the eye glance.
He's very expressive with his eyes.
It's actually
Just
just
tell
like
stories, man.
they say, painting is worth 1,000 words. Dimitri's eyes are at least 4,000. But yes, you definitely understand that Dimitri understands and probably knows the connection, Eva not so much. But it does have a location of his very nice penthouse suite that he has. It is in the middle of downtown Boston, which is where you were warned about going because that is Camarilla territory. But on the cusp of the Camarilla territory, there is a small bar, might be the best way to describe it, but as you're taking looks of these pictures and stuff, it is a very high class bar. Think almost like pyramid, the Egyptian pyramid of level of being able to indulge yourself. But you can definitely tell that there are multiple sort of like rooms that are just made of some sort of either glass or something that sort of forward face out to the rest of the bar that do have some seating arrangements inside of it. Some of them just have individual chairs, but all have curtains that sort of are tied up on the side. And it is, again, a very elegant place. Carpet is all red, has very nice, the bar itself is very nice, like old stained wood. It is very, very up class.
Seems like my kind of place.
Was there any other information in the packet other than like details about his movements? I mean, have they been watching him, gathering data, or is it just kind of like, here's this guy, go kill him?
I mean, it seems not actively watching his movements, but you could definitely tell that so the information that is there, he is respected highly within the Camboria, and even has some connections with the Anarchs, due to, and I apologize, but the name of the bar is the Red Salon. And that name pops up for you specifically, Dimitri. I believe you have a merit that will help with this. Sorry, I'm pulling up your sheet real quick.
Circulatory system?
Exactly. You know that the Red Salon is a place where that system absolutely makes stops in going into. And really, that's where a lot of, if you were to get bodies from overseas, that's where they would stop at first before circulating into the rest of the U.S.
Okay. There's no timeline given, right? We're not like, hey, this got to be done by tomorrow.
Nope, no timeline is given.
Okay.
Let's see, is there a distance on this?
New disciplines, who dis?
Okay. So no, like that's just where we have been told that this dude hangs out, right?
No, he is the owner of it.
He's the owner. Okay.
Any details about if he has an apartment or if this is also his haven?
He does have a penthouse suite that is in the middle of downtown Boston. They're very deep in Camarilla territory.
Okay, so now I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. We've been asked to permanently remove this Mr. Underwood, correct? Or you have been asked, I should say.
Is my understanding.
Okay. Allow me to try to help in the best way I can. And while we're driving,
Of course.
I'm gonna do my rouse check here. We succeeded. Hell yeah. So I'm gonna just kind of like reach down into like the passenger like foot area
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like do this like scooping motion and come back up with a handful of shadows.
Okay.
So I'm just like pick it up. I'm just gonna go, okay, I know you were listening. Now go find Mr. Underwood and tell me where he's at. Go along and don't be seen. And I'm just gonna like roll down the window with my elbow and chuck it out the window. I'm using Shadow Servant.
Yes. Freaking Hekata, man.
Nice.
So,
He was just freaked.
Pretty
So-
cool.
Servant has no mind of its own, but it follows the creator's mental commands. The shadow travels at running speed and can effortlessly slip under doors, climb walls, slip in through small cracks. Can't endure bright lit areas,
Sure.
but can also cling to vehicles. And it's only limited by how far it can travel in a night.
Okay.
But there's a role to be able to see it. So if that comes up, just let me know.
Okay. Did you have it look in particular place for Mr. Underwood? I mean,
I was
Boston's a
sending it to
very,
the-
very big city.
With the mental commands part of it, the Red Salon.
The Red Salon? Okay.
Yeah, go check that place out, and it's kind of like top to bottom everywhere you can safely get. And don't make me look bad.
Yes, of course. And you see that, like, you throw it out the window and it sort of like sticks, and it's weird for you guys to see this ball of shadow sort of goes out the window and like grabs on and like sticks to the side of the car as it begins to go and slip underneath of it and sort of ride along on the car until you guys get to a place where it begins to, you see the shadow race off from the car and begin to go off in that direction.
And think of it in regards to like when it's sitting still, it's flat, and when it moves, it like picks up and it's like a little like hand spider. It's like thing from the Addams Family. It's like, whoop, la, 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 la.
Thanks, I hate it.
I was actually seeing Starro.
Yes.
That's also a good one.
Part of me was thinking Glover.
Yep. And if it has to climb anything, it climbs like a sticky hand.
Throws
Like-
itself.
That sounds exhausting.
Very.
It ain't got a muscular system. It can't get tired of shadows.
Charlie, can you take us to? I'll give the address for the penthouse. We need to get eyes on this place.
Charlotte doesn't even acknowledge you.
Charlie, you're allowed to listen to our new friends.
Oh, sorry. What did they say?
They wish to take you. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been an evening.
Where are we going?
Out beside me. They wish for you to take us. There it is. Sorry. They wish for you to take us to this address.
Oh,
And I'll provide the address.
you got it.
And I would say listen to them. But then double check with me.
Okay.
Thank you.
They take a sharp left, almost heading in the opposite direction of where the shadow had split off to.
Skirt.
Roughly about the same distance of from where you guys turned. Is this to be probably close to 30 minutes? You guys arrive at a very, very nice looking building, and it is in the smack dab middle of downtown. You're looking at probably close to 30-ish, 35 floors, with a very large circular penthouse that sits on the very top of the building.
Doorman.
Yes, a single doorman, but it also does have similar parking, or it has like the underground parking for them. But you would have to figure out how to get in. Yeah.
Is it one of those ones that is like a full metal gate and not just like a booth with like an arm?
Correct. Yes, it is a full
Okay.
metal gate. You scan it, and then it will raise the gate up, and you guys can drive in.
I will snap a couple pics, good face shots of the doorman.
Easy enough.
What do you think the
whole
chance
place.
is someone can just walk in there?
Minimal.
Oh, I think I could just walk in there.
Okay.
Unless your name is Lucas.
Why don't you go check, see what the security situation looks like?
Sure. We're doing this now.
Cameras, elevator, is it key card access, key access, security guards, security desk? See if you can locate the security office.
Security guard, security desk, camera, office. Yeah, no problem. You've done this before.
You've done this before?
No, you've done this before.
Yes, several times.
Okay. The car slows down just enough to pop out in front of it. And as you sort of pop up, you guys do see an individual sort of poke his head out the front door, wearing a very nice button-up shirt, has a very bright red vest on, and sees that someone's being dropped off and sort of pokes his head back in, sort of confirming there is at least a valet system in place.
I'll snap pictures of him too.
Okay.
Just to make sure, the penthouse was also at the Red Salon, correct?
No, Red Salon is on the exterior
Okay.
portion of downtown.
Just making sure I had my locations correct.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, so downtown, smack dab in the middle of downtown Boston versus on the exterior cusp of it for the Red Salon.
Just so I'm on the same page. This is a kindred place, and it's on the edge of Cam territory, but not instant death kind of place, right?
You're talking about the Red Salon?
Yes.
Yes, the Red Salon is. You, however, the group of you guys are now inside of the middle of Cam territory in a very mortal place at his penthouse.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem.
Just making sure everyone's on the same boat.
Yep. Mortal penthouse, no problem. Bless your life. Not a problem.
Please, if you
Lush
were
it
not
up,
already,
sucker.
please blush.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
I've also failed my
You failed your
my rouse check. I was sitting at one health. I was sitting at one hunger for a hot minute. No, I'm not. I'm pissed.
I'm assuming the windows on your car are pretty dark, right, Claudius?
It's not my car. I think this is Lucas's car.
Oh, I assume this was like a company car, like a
Oh
hearse.
no! Oh no! It is a regular car that
I feel like
Lucas
it's like a Honda
pure
Accord or
cured.
something.
This is a regular car that I borrowed from some thin blood.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like we're out here mobbing around in like a Prius. Like,
Fuck are you? Jesus.
I'm sorry, you didn't ask to take the company car. We'd be rather conspicuous pulling up in a hearse now, wouldn't we? Everybody would look and go, that seems like a car full of kindred.
Look at this piece of shit rat box that we pull up in front of multi-million-dollar establishment. You don't think we get same looks?
We're drug dealers. We're fine.
Even drug dealers drive better cars than this.
It depends on the drug dealer. I've known several plugs to drive absolute shit wagons.
They must have not been very good at their jobs.
shit wagons.
This is so infuriating. Drive!
Okay.
You heard him. You heard him.
What about okay?
I'm smacking him in the back of the head. Go!
Is Lucas out of the car? Did we
He's
just
angry.
Lucas?
Lucas is absolutely in the process
Lucas
of heading
slow
south.
climbed over Yuri's lap.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Oh, coming through. Sorry, my bad.
I was in the middle seat of a Prius, so yeah.
Excuse me. Yes, no, he is outside the car already before the car takes off. Lucas, you have been left.
To your own devices. Bye.
With the angry Russian deal with Claudia.
Sorry. I drove because the angry Russian told me to.
I will dust off my shoulders and move into walk into the penthouse like I own the place.
Okay. Just for the audience at home, what is Lucas wearing on this wonderful January night?
Well, I assume it's cold.
It is
So
very cold.
Lucas is wearing some fairly nondescript jacket. He's not particularly loaded. So I'm sort of relying on the fact that it's cold and everybody's bundled up to cover for the fact that he's not wearing very fancy clothes.
Okay.
Also, that he's just ridiculously good looking.
I would say you do have a certain feature that might help out in this scenario, and that is your gosh darn good looks.
I am
So
too
jealous
that
that he's so
pretty.
handsome.
2 dots pretty.
I've always said that Lucas, he's at least 2 dots pretty.
And you see the door person sort of nod and open the door for you with a big smile on your face.
Works every time.
You walk in, and there is 2 sets of elevators, as well as a stairwell next to it, obviously. But you do see there is also a large wall of mailboxes, each that have their own key. You do see a couple of security cameras, one watching the front door, one watching the elevators, and one watching the mailboxes. You do also see, and this is a very, very open sort of like floor plan, as it were. There is a small little desk as well that has a it looks like there's a little sign on it that says "Be right back," as sort of like a receptionist desk, as it were. But there is also a door behind it that says "Staff only," and then on the right side you do see there is another door that says "Security," and there is a bathroom as well.
Right. And we know what floor and hall that this target lives on, right?
Yeah, he lives on
First, you said?
he's in the penthouse suite, which is at the
Penthouse,
very
okay.
top.
All right, so I look around. Does it look like there's a private elevator for the penthouse, or the elevator goes all the way up?
It looks, I mean, at least without stepping inside of the elevators to take a look, it doesn't really look like there's a difference to the X2 exterior. If you pop inside and look, both of them have the same amount of buttons all the way up to the 36th floor.
Going through the list of what Yuri told me to get. I'm looking around. I see cameras. Wait for the guard.
Is there any sort of like key card system or keyed entry for the penthouse?
Neither for any of the floors. There's no key card system or key insert either. Looks like any Joe Smo could press 36 and send it.
So let's see what's going on. I guess I'll press 36.
Okay, you press 36 and begin to rise within the building. And definitely,
Is there a camera in the elevator too?
no, it does not look like to be a camera inside of said elevator.
Interesting.
But you do see there is a fire exit at the top, obviously. But no camera inside of it. There is a fire alarm, or a fire alarm system inside of it, obviously, as well. You could pull if you needed to, as well as the emergency button. But you get up to the 36th floor, and you see what looks like it opens up into a maybe 10 by 5 hallway that has a door at the end of it.
Do you see any cameras or guards or anything?
Nothing.
So this is what a penthouse looks like. Okay. Then I will. And so just one door. Both elevators come up this high. Is there a fire exit?
Yep, there's still
That I can see?
there's still the fire exit and the 2 elevators in this little hallway.
Does the fire exit look like it's an alarm is going to sound if we go through it?
Nope.
Does that door have like a window on it or anything?
Yeah, it has a small, like, elongated window on it.
Casually walk over there and look through the window to see if there's a handle on the other side.
There is indeed a handle on the other side.
So it looks like I can open it from
Mhm.
from the other side. Okay. All right. I'll get back in the elevator and head back down.
You begin to descend down the elevator and head back to the lobby. Boing. When you go ahead and
What's
head,
the elevator music situation. This is important to tell Yuri.
of course, as you sort of listen closely to it, it's a very soft song. You see it like pianos, violins, very, very nice, very, very upkept. And then you just hear the very small, like, quiet, quiet, and you begin to hear words come up. And it just, sorry, I'm looking for, I had something for this, don't you worry, guys. For this exact moment.
I'm sure you
feel
prepped
like-
the elevator music
I did.
specifically for this mission.
Now I feel like somehow this is gonna come back on me in some sort of weird way.
With
I have
every
a hunch.
with every thorn, a rose of love was born.
Of course it is. Get
In this
out.
tale of vampires, a love to adorn, and then
Of
begins
course.
to go into another very beautiful instrumental music as before the door opens up.
Oh, Michael. I don't know that our audience knows that song, do they?
I hate that you just know the words to that song. You guys suck.
But seriously, though, is that song actually playing?
No, it actually is playing. It is an active song that it has been published.
And it's already made it to the music.
Hey, Benny's very, very good at what he does.
It was indeed
Scares me a little.
composed. But you go ahead and head to the lobby. There is a person now behind the receptionist table. Doesn't seem to pay you much mind. Very well dressed. Woman probably in her early 30s. And sort of just gives you a half tired smile and a wave as you exit the elevator.
I give her a big flirty smile and wave, and
The door is open for you by the doorman as you are now outside and no car around. While this is going on, the rest of the group, what are you guys doing as you guys are speeding off away from this building?
I feel
I'm gonna run reverse image searches through Google on the two people I took photos of just to see if I come up with any sort of social media profile.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
No,
Okay. So you don't find anything.
I can't.
Okay, cool.
What, intelligence plus technology?
Wits plus technology.
Same roll.
Okay. Well, I tried to give you a bone, man. I don't know what to tell you. DC's 2.
And I she'll fail.
As you're searching through this, the first guy you search, you can't find anything. You think back that you had someone who could do this for you, and you just get so angry, and you just hear the phone sort of crack underneath your pressure of your hand for a moment.
Fuck! Snap it in half. Throw it on the floorboard of the car.
like a shocked, sudden look of just like, oh, good lord.
Son of a bitch.
Claudius, you begin to sort of sense that maybe it's Bruja.
I think I figured you out, but I'll keep that information to myself.
Far too angry to be inside of a Prius.
Agreed.
I think a lot of it is the Prius. I mean, Claudius is 7 foot, but I'm 6'8", so we're both crammed in this fucking thing. And he's in the goddamn front seat, and he's got the seat pushed back all the fucking way. My knees are in my goddamn teeth right now.
Don't take it out on me, friend. You chose to sit there. But
Brian's Planet King Scott in the backseat.
as we're driving,
Uh-huh.
as we're driving away, since Claudius isn't the one driving, I'm just gonna send a text message to Lucas
Uh-huh.
that just said, one of them got angry about the fact we're in a Prius. We'll do a lap and pick you up. Let me know when you're out front.
You get
Better
that,
yet, meet us a block away.
you get that text message as you are flirtatiously leaving.
That is fair. Then I will meet them a block away, walking off into the cold January night, and it's a normal thing to do.
And there is some foot traffic down in Boston. I will say it's not completely bare. But it definitely is not, everyone and their mother outside walking around. But you're not alone walking the streets of Boston, to say the least.
I will text Claudius back and let him know where I'm at.
And I'll relay that information to Charles as he's driving. My dearest Charles, please make a left up here.
You got it. And he crosses like 3 lanes of traffic to.
Good lord, you're such a skilled and perfect driver. There's nothing I would change about the way that you endanger all of us.
Well, you did tell me a little last second. I'm sorry, boss. But that's on me. I'm sorry.
Quite.
I need to make a roll.
To see if we get pulled over for that heinous
No.
traffic maneuver.
No, something much worse.
To see if Charles is done with my shit.
Very good. Lucas, please do me a favor and roll in a wits and awareness.
I don't wanna.
Okay, fine. That's fine with me.
No, I do. I'm kind of like,
You guys say you don't want to. That works better for me as a storyteller. I'm just saying.
what's the difficulty?
That is going to be a solid 3 for you, friend.
Nice.
On it.
As you're sort of standing on the street corner, you do see an individual who maybe doesn't even realize that you notice them, but trying to stay as close to the buildings as possible to have like a shadow over them, sort of skulking towards you.
I look at them and using compel, tell them to fuck off.
All right, what's that roll?
Charisma dominate plus verse intelligence resolve.
This is weirdly not a good dice pool for this person. But not too bad. DC is 3.
All right, let me reroll some stuff.
Please.
Nope, it's 2.
Okay. They continue to walk towards you.
Oh, well, I assume that's not immortal then.
Weirdly enough, because would compel just work automatically if it were to be immortal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
An
definitely
unsuspecting mortal just works.
you definitely get the feeling that whatever is walking towards you is not mortal.
Or was at least prepared for it, which
Right.
could be second position. How far away from me are they?
Roughly about 20 feet away. Wait, before, like, when you turn around and look and tell them to fuck off. But they now obviously realize that the element of surprise is now over, and they were beginning to, you could tell, like, straighten up a little bit and begin to, like, dash towards you.
All right, I will see if I can talk my way out of this. That one trick. I will activate awe if I have a chance to, and then hold some like, whoa, wait a minute, guy, must have missed. I thought you were somebody else. What's going on? Let's talk this out.
Go ahead and roll. I will say this will probably be manipulation plus persuasion.
Will fast talk apply?
I will allow fast talk to apply, as you are talking hastily as well.
Does my 2 dots of pretty apply?
It does not. It does not apply, but your dots and presence will also apply because you have activated awe.
Yes. Is this person cam or anarch? Because I take a penalty if they are.
Oh, they are.
Awesome.
Shit.
I'll let you
Don't
take
worry,
a wild
it's fine.
guess of which one they are.
Probably not anarch.
Spoilers.
My 2 dots in presence cancel out my my suspect quality, so it's just the one specialty I get.
Oh, you forgot you are a suspect here, aren't you? You are not the one that belongs in this
That'll do.
area. Holy!
Good God.
I love that. Just that'll do.
Yeah. Jeez. 7 successes versus
Lucas does one thing. It's fast talk.
that is a critical success. He stops in his tracks, and as you see him stop in his tracks, you can already see, and now knowing what was about to happen, as you can see, the fangs were fully extended. He was absolutely looking for someone to snack on, and you happen to be in his hunting area. But he stops. What?
Sorry, I didn't realize this was your territory. I'll leave. But, snack.
Oh. Yeah.
There was a pretty cute security desk lady back at that building over there. Beefy door guy, whichever you're into.
You see the claw or the fangs begin to retract back up. And you see him pull the hoodie that he was wearing, like underneath his jacket, sort of down a little bit further. Does the prince know you're around here, Lucas?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little here, a little there. I try not to bug anybody.
All right, well. Thanks for the tips. And he sort of like begins to like saunter off, very frustrated as he now has to go find a new person that just happened to be by themselves to hunt on this cold freaking night.
I mean, if you need an assist, I can help you out.
He just yells back, "Fuck off."
Touche.
But you guys and eventually, right about this time, you see the small Prius pull up.
Accurate.
And you guys see the guy that Lucas was talking to just across the road.
I say, was that Marcus? Did you have a run-in with Marcus? What a lad.
He tried to snack on me, man.
That's why we do call him Snacking Marcus.
I don't
Or
think I
was it
had the pleasure.
Insatiable Marcus? I get the two confused. What are the cross
I think
streets?
like Hangry Marcus, honestly.
Angry Marcus. Sounds like Insatiable Marcus to me. He's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, anyway, he saw me here, so there's that.
Great.
Shall we get out of camp territory?
So, Claudius, you have Charlie do things during the day for you, yes?
Yes.
Could I ask a favor for Charlie to do?
Perhaps. Is it going to be something that will place him in imminent danger?
No, but it is imminent boredom.
That sounds delectable for him.
I would like for him to go to the zoning office and request copies of plans for building.
Hmm. Yes, we can make that quite happen. Charlie, tomorrow in the morning, once the sun comes up, you'll head down to the zoning office and get plans for the building.
You'll get to fill out lots of fun forms in triplicate.
Triplicate. That means 3.
Oh, I thought it meant 2.
No, I'm just being a turd.
Oh. Okay. As you say, boss. Where are we going?
Home.
Okay.
Unless there's anything that you would like on the way out, like stop by a Wendy's or something.
No, I'm good. I'm actually on a diet. They don't have really good food for me.
You've changed your eating habits. I'm so proud of you.
Well, it's salad and blood, as they say.
You're going to be fit as a fiddle.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You guys begin to head back towards the parlor. Is that correct?
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe so.
Okay. As you are heading back, while you're driving, you hear a knock on the window from a shadowy hand.
He's
And
back.
I'll roll the window down and put my hand out. Be like, oh, welcome back, my friend.
He sort of melds with your shadow, and as you gain the knowledge that Underwood was at his establishment.
Excellent. Where else have you been this evening, you mischievous scamp?
Just the establishment.
Underwood was at the club.
How long do those things last?
Little shadow hand.
Yes.
Until sunrise.
With my knowledge of the circulatory system,
Mhm.
do I know that they have a tendency to make deliveries during daytime hours, or do they prefer to traffic at night?
Depends on quantity for the most part. If it is a large amount of shipment, it's probably going to be better to travel inner city at night, but mostly like hit interstate during the days.
Do you have to touch the shadow for you to learn its knowledge?
Yes, once it comes home, that's when I attain what it is.
So, it is my understanding that this club is part of network for human traffic.
Oh.
They will receive shipment of people. I don't know the regularity with which it receive. Could you send Shadow Spy to watch club for this kind of activity?
What time is it about right about now?
Right
Is
about
it-
now, we're getting close to like 11 p.m.
Oh, so we've got plenty of time left in the evening.
Yeah, you still have roughly about 6 hours before you guys have to start actually worrying about issues.
All right. I will create another shadow servant. Here we go with the rouse check. Hey, we did it again. This shit's free. Uh,
It's free until it's not, you know?
yeah, it's free until I'm pissed.
Exactly.
But in the same kind of, actually, this time instead of like scooping up a handful of shadow, I'll take that same hand that they had like joined the shadow, and I'll kind of pull the shadow back one
Ugh.
finger at a time from my hand, and then kind of separate it out and go. So I'm sending you back to the Red Salon. We're waiting for a shipment. It should be a handful of people. It's some various states. Mortal. If you can tell the difference, I'm not sure what you can tell.
Now, if I'm understanding correctly, this is the hub. Basically, everybody who's being transported from overseas ends up here before they're doled out and sent somewhere else.
For the most part, yes. It is, unless there is someone else who's carved their own way. This is pretty much how your connections have all aligned on doing it this way.
Gotcha.
And this is, but it's only for from overseas.
Right.
Go
right.
this
They're
way.
getting the international, right.
Right, exactly.
Which is probably a lot of them because there's lots of Eastern European countries where life is cheap and people disappear and nobody thinks twice to look for them.
Yes, sadly enough.
It's probably going to be a lot. They traffic pretty much everything that comes over from the east.
All right, you heard that. I know you did. So, go forth. You have about 6 hours. Come find me when you're done.
The shadow slips through the cracks in the door and disappear out into the night.
We may have to send him back several days.
That could be arranged.
Good. Thank you.
As I said, my means are at your disposal.
As you guys continue towards the parlor, is there anything you guys would like to do for the remainder of this evening?
Do you know where somewhere is safe to eat? I am feeling a bit peckish.
Now, this is the hard part. I've been able to glean that you're not the newest of the bunch, so you have a preferred means?
Yes.
Well, I have a very acquired taste, so I do not believe you'd be able to feed where I do. Lucas, do you have anywhere that would be safe for these fine folk to be able to have a meal?
I like my food to try to kill me back.
Hmm.
Oh, jeez. That's dark, bro.
Fascinating. For science purposes, would I be able to observe?
Certainly.
Excellent.
I hate all of this. I hate it. Make it stop.
Uh, not really. Not for that kind of thing.
Where is criminal element? Bad people looking for someone creeping in the shadows. They can rob, murder, all this good stuff. Something like this.
I don't know. That's not how I do it either.
Okay, who is it safe to go Where is suburb of Boston that has most drug addicts?
I pull out
Good.
my phone and Google that.
What suburb of Boston has the most drug addicts?
Weirdly
capita.
enough, there's a weird little, statistic. There's different parts of Boston that's broken down by safest places to live in Boston in 2024.
Crime heat maps.
Exactly. You can use the neighborhood app to be able to look over where the dangerous places are in Boston, and you're able to be able to triangulate a probably about a 4-block area. Because more importantly, between the dangerous portion of Boston, but more importantly, the place where it's not anarch nor is it cam for them to be able to feed without sort of overlapping anyone's area. But you do find, like I say, about a 4-block area where it is possible for that hunting ground, specifically that Dimitri is looking for, or Yuri is looking for, to be found.
Okay, I will tell them, and let's, I guess, go there.
Can you, like, disappear into shadows? I say to Claudius.
You won't see me.
Okay, good, because I don't want them to see you. Because
They
2
won't
is
either.
harder than hunt than 1. As I get out of the car, I'll kind of
Can't you just
look
go to a bar and like meet somebody, and
I'll kind of look around for like bottles laying in the gutter,
Sure.
and I'll just kind of start stumbling, like I'm intoxicated, and
I'm gonna
just
make
like
a.
singing a Russian song
Love it.
really loudly just to get people pissed off. I want to be the target.
Yep. And then, what are you rolling for your? Are you trying to stealth?
No, my
Sorry, I
hunting
meant Claudius.
methodology
I'm
is-
sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, I'm stealthing here. 3 hits on the stealth.
And then Dimitri, go ahead and make your roll for your hunting. Unfortunately for you, we're back to hard mode on hunting, so you're looking at a DC 3 here.
Yeah. I know what you peasants had to deal with.
Exactly.
God, my dice fucking hate me.
Would you like
Yes.
to rouse?
You mean willpower reroll? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, he said what he said.
I said what I said. Would you like to rouse?
Make yourself more hungry.
I am like the shittiest dice rolls tonight. Oh God!
All right.
Finally.
You do find a individual who is rowdy enough back, and you can definitely smell that sort of anger stirring within their blood using your bloodhound merit. They don't seem to notice Claudius in the shadows, as it were. But you are able to get your fill. How much would you like to drink?
This is nobody's territory, right?
This is the Independence Zone.
Okay. I'm drinking him dry.
All right. Claudius, you watch as Dimitri takes a bite. It turns almost into, like, at the beginning, a big shouting match that turns into a fight that ends up turning into Dimitri just like mid-fight seeking their fangs into them. And you see Dimitri drink and drink and drink.
All you'll hear is when you finally bite him, just a "Oh my!"
And as a mortician, as it were,
That's the science part of it. I was really curious to see what happens when they dive this way.
you know that for the duration of how much he's fed, there's absolutely nothing left in that body. As you now see the person go lifeless, and skin and bones are all tight as any sort of blood that was in their system is absolutely been drained fully.
I say you positively dehydrated that man.
I'll kind of glance at him with mouth smeared with blood. I'll just kind of pick the body up, and is there like a 50-gallon burn barrel drum?
There's not, but there's a dumpster.
Okay, I'll
oh.
throw him in there.
Oh, I've got something for this. Hold on.
I've got just the thing.
As you're messing with the body, I'll just kind of like Claudius will walk up and pull a small, like it's like a real thin, almost letter opener.
Okay.
I need to do this. Please work. Damn. Okay, but it makes sense this time. So Claudius walks up, pulls this leather opener like out from like a sleeve, and runs it across the palm of their hand, and like kind of squeezes and lets a couple drops of blood fall on this now dead body. And as this blood hits, you see the body just rapidly decompose into like throughout the stages, and then eventually just kind of turning to dust.
As the wind sort of blows the dust away.
That was really handy. Thank you.
Now you understand why I get to remain so independent.
Pull out a handkerchief and start kind of wiping the blood off my face.
Of course, of course.
Now clean yourself up. You cannot be seen like that.
And
that's obviously with a quick glance around before doing it to make sure that we're okay.
yeah, no, there was no one else in the vicinity during this hunt.
Cool.
As you guys begin to head back, does anyone else need to have a snack before we head back?
Well, I will have a snack when we get back to.
Okay.
As I have a couple means of snacking prepared.
He looks towards Jane and Lucas. Do you guys need a snack or anything?
Not right now.
Fine. Thank you.
All right. To the Batcave, as it were.
I get it.
As you guys begin to head back, and you guys arrive back at the parlor. Do you make sure to go into seclusion when you begin to snack for yourself there, Claudius? Or do you snack openly after witnessing Dimitri's preferred method?
It's one of those things where it's like, I need to partake in a quick meal. Should you wish to observe, you're more than welcome, but I will withdraw for the time being.
If you prefer your privacy, that is understandable.
I appreciate that. I did not want to seem rude by asking if I could watch yours, and then saying, no, leave me alone while I eat.
Well, I understand some people enjoy dining on organs, and this, for some people, can be unpalatable.
It's not quite my shtick, but I believe that you may find the consumption of something already dead a little less than palatable.
Yeah, I like mine still kicking.
I believe in that.
Literally kicking.
Yes, I saw. What a fight.
Go ahead and make your hunting check.
Alright. I forgot to open up the book. This is a new hunting type for me also. Dear Lord.
You are absolutely grounded.
I'm sorry. Now everything's running so slow.
I believe you have
This one.
intel plus medicine with your specialty.
That's why I took such a high medicine.
No, sorry, resolve plus medicine. Resolve plus medicine.
Resolve plus medicine, and given what it is, I'd be able to use my cadaver specialty.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Medicine. Resolve with the +1 for the specialty. And what's my DC I'm looking for on this one? Still
DC 3. Yep.
Even in the privacy of my own home.
Yep. Until you get a herd.
It's 5.
All right, cool. They still work sort of similar like blood bags, where you can get some extra points. So you could drain up to 3, but not going down to 0 because
Okay.
you still have to feed that way.
Yeah, so I will take myself back down to 1.
Okay.
So I disappear back into the morgue embalming room. Kind of excuse myself there. And as I go through the door, please make yourselves at home. If you need anything, refer to Charles. It's been a night.
Don't refer to me. I'm off. You said I got off when I got back.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm not going back on that. That would be rude.
You see Charles hurriedly grab his coat and leave.
If you need anything, give it a minute.
And that is where we will go ahead and wrap up with this evening's episode, everyone. Everyone at home, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I really do appreciate it as we end up with tonight's episode 54, Meeting with the Devil's Child. As always, this show is sponsored by Adventure Dice. So make sure to head over to adventuredice.ca and use code JBruce for 10% off your dice order. The only dice that does not include are the charity dice. Obviously, we want to make sure that the charity that they are working for gets their full donation, so we do not put the code onto that, but every other dice order does indeed work with code JBruce for 10% off. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. We will see you guys next week with another episode of Indy by Night. And have a good night, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.